God, where did I come from? What? This caution tape is not cooperating right now. You need to read that. They need to know that they cannot enter if they dare. They need to know. Why is it doing that? What the flip? It needs to be like that. But, okay, it's not staying. Oh well, whatever. Hey, how's it going? I'm going to be reviewing a movie, and this movie's called, Carnival of Souls. But yes, I'm going to be reviewing Carnival of Souls for you guys. It is a film directed by somebody named Herk Harvey, and I don't think he's done, you know, a lot of horror films other than this one. Okay, this is really pissing me off. What are you doing there? Just cooperate. Anyways, so yeah, Carnival of Souls, I do own the Criterion. It just was recently released on the Criterion for Blu-ray. And I believe it's been out on the Criterion Collection for a while, because the spine says it's number 63, meaning it probably was a DVD for a while, and they just recently released it on Blu-ray on Criterion. So I had to pick it up because I've never seen it, and it looked really cool, and I hear really great things about it. And I just saw it for the very first time not too long ago. So yeah, let's talk about it. Also, this Criterion is really cool. It comes with like a little poster. I'll show you guys. That thing. Oh no, is he backwards? Yeah, he is. Look at that. Spooky. I don't know if you can see it properly, but that's like the main ghoul in the film. And this is actually played by the director himself, Herk Harvey. Yeah, that's him. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, so Carnival of Souls. So the film basically follows a woman named Mary, who is this chick right here on the front cover, and she actually just recently survived a traumatic car crash. You know, there's a car accident where she was with a group of friends, and then these assholes, you know, challenged like a race, and they're on a bridge, and then they were forced to go down into like a river where they were supposedly, you know, they supposedly drowned, but I guess Mary survived. And she was the only one who survived. So she's still somewhat traumatized by, you know, the events that happened in that car crash. And she basically decides to, you know, kind of start over with her life, and decides to move to Utah in a small town where she becomes a church organist. And by the way, the score is amazing. I will get to that later, but the score is... it's fantastic. But yes, she takes this job as a church organist in this small town in Utah, and in this small town, there's a weird, like, abandoned carnival, or like a pavilion, and it's abandoned, you know, nobody's there anymore. It's just like a very freaky thing that she passes by every day. And, yeah, so she starts to, you know, see all these strange visions, and, you know, these visions of this ghoul, you know, the one I was talking about earlier, the one that's played by the director himself. She starts seeing this guy around her, and, yeah, he starts to haunt her, basically, and she thinks it kind of, you know, links to this pavilion, you know, that she keeps passing by every day, the abandoned carnival thing. But, yeah, that's essentially Carnival of Souls without giving away too much, you know. It's just kind of like a traditional, you know, classic ghost horror film. And yeah, man, this shit was pretty good. It was pretty good, honestly. I actually really loved it. One thing that I really love about this film is the atmosphere. It has a very, you know, dark and eerie, you know, almost gothic atmosphere to it, and it does a very good job, you know, setting up this atmosphere, you know, and I think it has a lot to do with the location as well. You know, she's in this small town that's, you know, essentially, you know, not a people live in this town, and, you know, there's like an abandoned carnival that's haunting her, and she's seeing, you know, this guy, you know, just the setting of the location, like, really helps with the atmosphere here, and it creates, like, a very, I guess, macabre, you know, almost gothic atmosphere that I absolutely love. And it's movies like these that really remind me of Halloween, thanks to the atmosphere and, you know, the setting and the score. This score is wonderful. This score is amazing. So as I said before, you know, this lady, she's a church organist. You know, she plays the organ in the church, and, you know, almost the entire score is an organ. And there's like this creepy organ music playing in the background. And as the film progresses, I've noticed that, you know, the more and more she becomes haunted, the more distorted and creepy, you know, the organ playing gets. So it's just kind of like a whole bunch of, you know, just random keys playing. And it's honestly, the score is wonderful. I think, you know, definitely the atmosphere and the score are the two best things about this film. Like I said, it really reminds me of Halloween, and these are the kind of movies I love to watch during Halloween, because they really give me that Halloween feel, and that's exactly what I need. And this movie's actually really creepy as well. Very creepy little film. It's very short. It only has a runtime of about 78 minutes, so it's very short. But yeah, you know, the main ghoul, I don't think they ever gave him a name in the film, but I think he's just called, you know, the ghoul or the man or something like that. I just dropped the Criterion, whoops. But yeah, I don't think he has a name. He's just called the man or the ghoul. But he's very creepy, you know. He has like a very pale face, you know. It's very haunting. And, you know, moments when she's just out and doing stuff, and then all of a sudden she just sees this guy out in public, and she's like, oh shit, do you see that? And of course nobody believes her, you know. It's just a very, very creepy concept. And of course, you know, there is a slight twist at the end of the film, you know, something that you don't really see coming, and it's pretty effective, honestly. It's a pretty effective twist. Without giving away much of the twist, you know, it's very effective, and I think it makes the movie just a little bit better, in my personal opinion. But yeah, dude, this is a pretty great little horror film. I'm honestly really glad I bought it. I look forward to watching this movie, you know, maybe, you know, every once in a while during the Halloween season. It's a great movie to watch, and if you guys have not seen this movie yet, yeah, I would highly recommend you watch this movie. It's a nice, creepy little film. I actually really enjoyed it. A lot more than I thought, actually. So yeah, Carnival of Souls, if you guys have not seen this yet, definitely watch it. Of course, you know, for the Halloween season, that's the best time to watch this kind of movie. And overall, I'm probably going to give Carnival of Souls a solid 4 out of 5. I thought it was a pretty damn good horror film, especially, you know, a horror film from 1962. I thought it was pretty damn effective. So yeah, there you go. If you're looking for a good, classic, you know, scary horror film to watch during the Halloween season, there you go. Carnival of Souls. It's a really great one. I know that there is also a remake or a reboot of some sort, or just a movie with the same title that came out like in 1998 or something. I did see that a couple of years back. I don't remember a single thing from it, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't think it really has anything to do with the original film, and yeah, so, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll review that next Halloween just for shits and giggles, who knows. But yes, watch the original one, definitely. I don't, again, remember much of the remake or whatever, but I bet it's nowhere near as great as the original. So yeah, guys, Carnival of Souls, definitely check this out. A very underrated, you know, horror film as well. I barely, you know, hear people talk about this one, but it's actually a really solid horror film. And yeah, so that's about it for Carnival of Souls. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Jacob Palacio. Stay tuned for more Halloween reviews in the near future, and I will see you guys later.